Well, July U.S. auto sales numbers, they are out today. Ford reported a 2.3% gain, its first monthly sales increase since 2007. GM's numbers, though, not as positive. Even with the Cash for Clunkers program, July auto sales at GM plunged 19%. Here to shed some light on what's happening over at GM is Michael DiGiovanni. He's Executive Director of Product Development. Mike, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So were you disappointed that even with the government's rebate program that GM sales were still down a lot in July?
Actually, we were pretty pleasantly surprised. When you get behind the numbers, the reason our sales were down 19% was driven mostly by fleet, because we've been out of production here as we've adjusted our inventory. So fleet sales were down about 47%. Our retail sales were only actually down 9%. It was our best retail performance in 10 months, and our retail market share was up 0.2 of a share point in July. So overall, a very good month for us.
Cash for Clunkers, is it responsible for these better numbers as you're laying them out here for us?
Yeah, no question. We estimate the Cash for Clunkers boosted the industry's seasonally adjusted annual rate by a little over 1 million units to a seasonally adjusted annual rate of about 11.3 million. That's the highest in 11 months. But even without the Cash for Clunkers, the SAR would have been around 10.2 or so, 10.3, which would have still been the best month of the year. So we're seeing the economy also giving us a boost.
You know that you've got the House signing off on another $2 billion for that Cash for Clunkers program. We're waiting for it to see what the Senate does. Do we need to continue to see this program continue in your view?
Absolutely. I mean, the economic recovery is still very fragile, and our industry is just starting to turn the corner. I think if we can get that additional $2 billion, it'll carry us to the rest of the year when the economy starts heating up, and it'll dovetail nicely into 2010.
Do you feel pretty confident about that? That once those incentives from the government go away, that you guys can kind of do it on your own and maintain these sales numbers?
Yeah, I really do. I think what we're seeing is the bottom of the housing market. Housing starting to turn up. That's going to really fuel pickup truck sales. We're already starting to see pickup truck sales pick up.
Really?
Yes. You know, not just the Cash for Clunkers, but in general, you know, we're seeing some good signs over the last 2 or 3 months on pickups. So if we can keep this going in the auto industry with the Cash for Clunker increase, it's going to help. We're going to all be increasing our production. And if we increase our production, that's obviously going to have a multiplier effect on the economy.
Mike, in terms of the people coming in, you mentioned that Cash for Clunker is very key. Is it just people coming in to trade cars here, or is it also people who are just coming in and finally saying, I want to buy a car, and they're not necessarily participating in the government program?
It's actually both. We estimate that the Cash for Clunkers program drew in about 118,000 sales, of which about 70% were people converting a clunker into cash, in which 30% was just generated by increased traffic into the dealer showrooms out of curiosity. So it's really been a great traffic generator.
Hey, got about 30 seconds left here, Mike. What kind of models can we expect from GM? What kind of models are you excited about?
Well, we're actually launching 6 new vehicles as we speak. The new Camaro, which is red hot and sold out. We've got the highest fuel economy compact crossover in the new Chevy Equinox. The GMC Terrain will follow, and Cadillac's got an SRX, new SRX, and a CTS wagon coming, and the Buick LaCrosse. So we have a lot of launch products coming up, which makes us feel very positive about the second half of the year.
Mike, 5 seconds. You got to be quick. Would you call it a bottom in terms of the auto market?
Absolutely. We're on the way up.
All right. Going to leave it there. Hey, Mike, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mike DiGiovanni over at General Motors.